Picture this, a $20.5 billion refinery, the largest single-train facility in the world, rising from the west coast of Africa and disrupting global oil markets. Welcome to the Dangote Refinery, Nigeria's game-changing project that's shaking up Europe's decades-long dominance in gasoline exports to Africa. Once reliant on European imports, Nigeria is now poised to become a powerhouse in refined oil production. But what does this mean for Europe's oil industry? And how is this monumental shift redefining global trade routes? Join us as we dive into the ripple effects of this mega refinery and explore why the world is paying attention. Nestled in Lagos, Nigeria, stands a modern marvel of engineering, the Dangote Refinery. Worth a staggering $20.5 billion, this facility is not just Africa's largest refinery, but also a global record holder as the world's largest single-train refinery. But how did this ambitious project come to life? And what makes it so transformative? The visionary behind this colossal achievement is Aliko Dangote, Africa's richest man and an industrial powerhouse. For decades, Nigeria has faced a paradox. Despite being a top crude oil producer, the country heavily relied on imported refined petroleum products, costing billions annually. Dangote recognized this inefficiency and embarked on a mission to turn Nigeria from an importer to an exporter of refined oil. Construction of the refinery began in 2016, employing tens of thousands of workers and leveraging cutting-edge technology. The facility spans over 2,635 hectares, about 6 times the size of Victoria Island, a bustling Lagos business hub. Its design is groundbreaking, utilizing a single processing unit capable of handling 650,000 barrels of crude oil daily. This means the refinery can produce a range of products, including gasoline, diesel, jet fuel, and polypropylene, to meet both domestic and international demand. The timing of its inauguration in May 2023 couldn't have been more critical. Nigeria has long struggled with fuel shortages and high import costs, draining its foreign reserves and putting immense pressure on its economy. The Dangote Refinery addresses these challenges head-on by ensuring local supply and creating surplus products for export. But the impact goes beyond economics. The refinery is a symbol of African self-reliance, proving that the continent can develop world-class infrastructure to compete on a global stage. It also signifies a shift in power dynamics within the oil industry. By reducing Nigeria's dependency on foreign refineries, the country gains a stronger negotiating position in global markets. Moreover, the refinery is set to generate thousands of jobs and stimulate economic activity across industries like shipping, logistics, and petrochemicals. It's more than a facility. It's a catalyst for growth and innovation in Nigeria and beyond. As the Dangote Refinery begins full operations, it's clear that this is not just an industrial achievement, but a defining moment for Africa's role in the global energy landscape. For decades, Europe's oil industry has thrived on its trade relationship with Africa, especially Nigeria. European refineries, particularly in countries like the Netherlands and Belgium, have been major suppliers of gasoline to Nigeria. In fact, the trade was so lucrative that it generated approximately $17 billion annually. But now, with the Dangote Refinery in full swing, this long-standing dynamic is undergoing a dramatic shift, and European oil markets are feeling the heat. The Dangote Refinery's capacity to process 650,000 barrels of crude oil daily means Nigeria no longer needs to rely heavily on European gasoline imports. Instead, Nigeria is poised to become an exporter of refined petroleum products. This sudden reduction in demand from one of Europe's largest oil trading partners has left European refineries scrambling to find new buyers for their surplus gasoline. The market effects are already evident. A surplus of refined products in Europe has led to declining gasoline prices, shrinking profit margins for European refineries. Some smaller or less efficient refineries may even face closures if they can't adapt to this new reality. Tankers that once traveled regularly to Nigerian ports are now being rerouted to explore emerging markets in Latin America, the Middle East, and Asia, further complicating logistics and increasing costs for European traders. Analysts have flagged the Dangote Refinery as a major force reshaping global oil flows. As Nigeria transitions from being a top importer to a competitive exporter, Europe's dominance in this trade route is being challenged. The ripple effects aren't limited to just trade. Europe's oil refining industry must now innovate and adapt to a more competitive global market. Some are investing in biofuels and cleaner energy alternatives to diversify their portfolios, while others are lobbying for more favorable trade agreements to offset the impact of Nigeria's newfound independence in oil refining. The Dangote Refinery's rise is a clear warning. Africa is no longer just a consumer of the world's resources, but a formidable player in global markets. Europe, once a key supplier, must now pivot its strategies to remain relevant in this evolving energy landscape. The rise of the Dangote Refinery has not only disrupted European oil markets, but has also captured the attention of OPEC, the Organization of the Petroleum Exporting Countries. As the world's leading body overseeing oil production and trade, OPEC closely monitors developments that could influence global oil markets. The Dangote Refinery, with its transformative potential, is a development that OPEC cannot ignore. OPEC's recent reports highlight the profound impact the refinery is having on traditional trade flows. For decades, Nigeria's status as Africa's largest oil producer was paradoxically accompanied by its heavy reliance on imported refined products. This dependency had been a linchpin of the global oil trade, particularly benefiting Europe. However, the Dangote Refinery is flipping the script, shifting Nigeria from an importer to a potential exporter of refined petroleum products. This shift challenges long-standing market dynamics. OPEC has flagged the fact that Europe's gasoline exports, particularly to Nigeria, are set to decline significantly as the Dangote Refinery scales up operations. In turn, this reduces Europe's influence in Africa's oil markets and opens new opportunities for intra-African trade. From OPEC's perspective, the Dangote Refinery also presents strategic implications for member countries. Nigeria's ability to refine its crude domestically could reduce its dependency on exporting raw crude, enabling the country to retain more value within its borders. This aligns with OPEC's broader goals of encouraging member nations to enhance their domestic industries and strengthen their economies. However, this development also raises questions about oil market balance. If Nigeria significantly reduces its crude exports in favor of domestic refining, other OPEC members might need to adjust their output to maintain equilibrium in global supply and demand. This could lead to strategic discussions within OPEC on how to manage these emerging trends. Additionally, the Dangote Refinery's entry into the export market creates competition for OPEC member countries that currently dominate refined product exports. This competition could intensify as African nations, fueled by Nigeria's example, invest in their own refining capabilities. OPEC's observations are clear. The Dangote Refinery represents a pivotal shift not only for Nigeria, but for the entire oil-producing world. The Dangote Refinery marks a transformative moment for global energy markets, with implications extending far beyond Nigeria's borders. As the refinery reaches its full operational capacity of 650,000 barrels per day, the ripple effects are poised to reshape trade routes, regional economies, and global oil dynamics. Historically, Nigeria has paradoxically been one of the world's largest crude oil producers, while heavily reliant on imported refined petroleum products. The Dangote Refinery is reversing this trend. With its vast processing capacity, Nigeria is set to meet its domestic fuel needs and export refined products, reducing its annual $10 billion import bill. Early projections show the refinery is already positioned to export over 200,000 metric tons of gasoline to global markets. Europe's refining industry has long benefited from Nigeria's reliance on imported fuel, with annual trade valued at approximately $17 billion. The Dangote Refinery's operation has disrupted this lucrative market. As Nigeria's demand for European gasoline declines, Europe faces an oversupply of refined products, triggering falling profit margins. In fact, some European refineries are already grappling with profitability challenges as global refining capacities expand. Beyond Nigeria, the refinery's influence is expected to reshape energy dynamics across West Africa. Neighboring countries like Ghana, which spends roughly $400 million monthly importing fuel from Europe, are exploring partnerships with the Dangote Refinery. Sourcing fuel locally would not only reduce costs, but also enhance regional energy security. This development aligns with broader African goals of strengthening intercontinental trade and reducing reliance on external markets. The refinery's emergence is part of a larger shift in global oil markets. In 2024, global crude oil exports saw their first post-pandemic decline, dropping 2% due to changing trade routes and increasing local refinery capacities. The Dangote Refinery contributes to this reconfiguration, reducing crude oil exports from Africa while introducing a major new source of refined products to the global market. Domestically, the refinery is a cornerstone of Nigeria's economic strategy. It is expected to create thousands of jobs, attract foreign investment, and stabilize the Nigerian naira. Strategically, it positions Nigeria as a regional leader in refining, reducing dependency on foreign markets while bolstering energy self-sufficiency. The Dangote Refinery is more than a milestone for Nigeria. It's a symbol of Africa's ability to reshape global industries. From reducing dependency on imports to challenging European dominance in fuel exports, this $20.5 billion facility is rewriting the rules of energy trade. As it powers regional economies and redefines Nigeria's role in global markets, the refinery stands as a beacon of innovation and self-reliance. What do you think about the impact of the Dangote Refinery? Is this the dawn of a new era for Africa's energy independence? Share your thoughts in the comments below. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to stay updated on stories that reveal Africa's immense potential to the world.